Ian, I know you've taken a moment there to yourself. How do you gather your thoughts after that? It was an incredible afternoon's football.
Yeah, it was, someone said rollercoaster to me there, and they were dead on cue with that one. I felt we actually started the game really well, first 5 minutes, with a great opportunity to open the scoring. Then we got a wee bit lethargic at the back four. Very difficult, Ewan's first game for a long time, and got to get up to match speed. Eventually did in the second half. I felt we were a wee bit unlucky 2-0 down at half time. It was moments in the half, especially the second goal knocked the stuffing out of us just before half time, but we had a good chat at half time. We regrouped. We said if we score at any point we're in this game, be that 46th minute, 89th minute. I think we're all, 7-8 minutes to go, we're all running out of ideas a little bit. Our tempo dropped a little bit as well, but then we come to life again, and I think getting that first goal is always vitally important to try and spur you on, and we knew we had time, and then Kieran Mitchell pops up with the equaliser.
Tell me about the dressing room at half time. You said you regrouped and had some words just shortly before half time. I think I've seen you, I don't think I've seen you as angry as you were in a little moment, a little passage of play. Frustration seemed to be there, and you've gone up the tunnel and they've come out rejuvenated.
Yeah, I know the bit you're talking about. It wasn't a football, it's attitude towards the game, it's work rate towards the game, and I've said it for a long time, if you work hard you get rewards. We can't drop it at any moment, especially football, because as I say, moments in games can cost you very, very dearly. To be fair to the boys at half time, they sort a lot of things out themselves. We've got some really big characters within the squad, and they knew we were still in it. We have to be honest with our assessment at half time as well. Were we unfortunate to be 2-0 down? Yes, but we'd contributed hugely to that as well. Second half I felt we were a more dominant team, apart from maybe 5-10 minutes where Big Kev's pulled off a couple of decent saves. But we've got such good threat in the team, be that on the park or on the bench, that we always feel we have an opportunity. And I think, just as I said, our tempo dropped for 10-15 minutes in that second half, and I think we're all thinking at that point we've not really given it a massive go. We've had a really good effort off the bar from Callum Smith, but after that there wasn't much because we were feeding off scraps in the box, but we plugged away at it, we kept going, we showed great resilience at both ends of the park, and then obviously we got a reward.
Talk to me about your own work and that of Mickey on the sidelines, because there's a couple of key points in terms of you go three at the back momentarily. You also look to the bench and you look to the youth we've got, and indeed Ethan coming back for his long-term injury problems, and you say, look guys, you've got to go and make a contribution here. Talk to me about that impact that it had.
Yeah, I think sometimes what you have can affect what you're going to do in terms of your shape. I just felt three at the back, it might not work. We know that Partick have got really good players in wide areas with a lot of pace. We knew they were going to stretch us out and can be uncomfortable for defenders, but at that point we're 2-0 down, we had nothing to lose within the game. We've asked Ethan Ross to go on first, and we just had to make a judgment call on who to bring off. It could have been anybody, because we're trying to find ways to win games, and I think when players understand that, we are on the sidelines trying to find combinations that we think can try and get us back into the game, and today it worked. Obviously with Ethan setting up a couple of goals, and then obviously young Kieran getting his first goal for the club, which was a fantastic finish for such a young player in a high pressure moment, so delighted for him as well. But that's exactly the message to the players. We need players coming off the bench that are going to make an impact to the game. We can't just sit on the bench, come on, 5-10 minutes, walk about, run about, and you have to contribute. And it puts pressure on our players, because we've now got two boys that have came off the bench and done really well.
Tell me a wee bit about Kieran, a wee bit more about his attitude, his personality and his approach to the game.
Yeah, I mean, his attitude's excellent. He's a very low maintenance young man, to be fair, and they're not all like that, unfortunately. He works very, very hard in training. He's working really hard on his finishing. I think I said this time last year he had to make better decisions. There was maybe one in the second half where he's come down this side and he just went long with it, we lose the ball, and another day that might have cost us. But in terms of his work rate and attitude towards wanting to be a football player, second to none. He's not a guy who wants to, doesn't want to say he's a football player, he wants to actually be one, and it's hugely important.
There's a question I often kind of shoehorn in, but I've got a funny feeling that if I don't ask you, you're going to pull me up. Tell me about the travelling support. It's a bit of a kind of stock question, but they travelled 431, I think, and the backing continued. There was a drop in as we went to 2 goals down, but the buzz at half time was 1 goal and we're in it. This team can do damage, and then of course they leave with their heads held high, absolutely buzzing.
Yeah, fantastic travelling support, and it was going through my head actually second half how disappointed we would be for them, because again they've come a distance, paid their money to watch us. The backing was excellent, in the warm up, fantastic. During the game, and there was a dip in it, but there was a dip on the park as well, because it rebounds off each other. We have to try and keep them going, and they have to try and keep us going. Hugely important to us, home or away. The backing is vital. I've said it for a long time. The players, unfortunately, need love sometimes when things aren't going so well, and then we try to repay them. Today I think we repaid them. we'll kick ourselves for conceding 2 goals in the first half, there's no doubt about it, but I think the way that we fought back and the character and resilience that we've shown over the last 5 competitive games has given our supporters a little hope.
We feel like they've been through the ringer a wee bit, and this is game 1. Game 1 of a season. You must be absolutely relishing this.
Yeah, I love it. Look, the crazy championship's back. That's what I'm thinking. The League Cup was hard enough, but the championship's back. I've said it a long time, it's a really competitive league. It is full of good players, full of crazy score lines at times. It's really, really enjoyable. It's high energy, high intense, but that's what we live for.
What about your players who are on the periphery in terms of joining the squad, making us that bit stronger for next week? Any early news on that?
Yeah, we'll welcome Scott Brown and Ross Millen back on the pitch Monday, Tuesday. Try and get them up to speed. It's going to maybe be a wee bit early next Saturday in terms of starting a game, but certainly want them involved. Penciling a reserve game next Tuesday, where we'll definitely try and get the minutes before the League Cup tie. The other ones, there's been a few. Ross Matthews still a little bit away, Aidan a little bit away as well, and Jamie Gullen, we're hopeful again. Jamie will only be another maximum 7 to 10 days.
Dylan Corr limping about and looking after himself with a boot on. Any update?
Yeah, look, it's nothing major. It's a damaged toe. It's purely precautionary. It took a bang last week against Annan, so we have to, it was probably worse than we thought. It's one of those ones I think you wake up Sunday morning and you probably not even realise you've done it. But he's badly bruised, but again, it's a big toe, so we'll get that sorted.
I'm not sure that the 431 fans realise that they were buying a ticket for a roller coaster, but we're buckled in and we're ready to go with you. Let's look forward to it.
Thank you.